Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the lovely World of Raccoons with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! Trying to mix it up with my heyos from this point on. So, in this episode, you guys, we're going to be pretty much finishing up this half of Swine Isle. And as you guys may be able to tell, we have at least the base of the trees established. Well, for the most part, we have these trees established along with the hills, the small hills that they are growing from. And I did this during a live stream recently, and by recently I mean yesterday, being Tuesday the 13th, I think, of September. It is right now Wednesday the 14th of September, and although today is Unturned Wednesday, we had some issues with the server, and that being said, I was unable to carry the torch, so to speak, and host our beloved Unturned Wednesday stream. But so I decided I'm going to go ahead and just do some work here in the lovely World of Raccoons. And what I would like to do in this episode actually is finish establishing these trees. And then, well, actually these trees are already established, but I would just like to finish building these little hills in which the trees are growing from. We have only 1, 2, 3, and 4 hills. It looks like that has to be done. But before I go ahead and get my build on, the one thing I would like to point out is that I think this was actually my first one. No. Over here, all the way yonder. Boy, this is quite a walk. Basically, the way I went about constructing these hills that the trees are growing from is that I was just placing grass blocks and then trying to fill in the spaces. Let's just go ahead and harvest the KB. I was placing grass blocks and then filling in spaces with various stone-based blocks, such as, the stone block right here, the andesite. Is that what this is? Yes, I'm getting better at remembering these 3 new stone blocks. This is andesite, the white one is diorite, and the other one is granite? Yeah, I think so. Anywho, I then decided to start placing the roots to the trees, and as you guys may be able to tell, this does not look impressive. I mean, I'm gonna leave this as it is because it at least shows me how my building developed when it comes to building these hills that trees would grow out of, along with having some roots exposed. But as we continue to work our way more inland, you're able to tell that I started to do things a bit differently, and right about here is where you can tell I decided to just start placing the roots first. And then I started to also approach each tree going one side at a time, as opposed to going, okay, let's place this root right here, place this root right here, place a root right over here. Actually, there's no root over here. Huh, interesting. I'm going to leave it as it is, because I think it looks rather unique and cool. But then after I started placing the roots, I then started to, well, no, I take that back. I guess you could say I would work on the tree 2 sides at a time. And so, for example, let me see if I can find one, because I know I had one in mind. So right here, we have 2 different roots going on. This root job, and then I started to try and envision where the grass blocks would look best at, and then where the variation of stone blocks would look best at. And then once I was content with that, I would just move over. And I guess this is again where I would say that I was working 2 sides at a time, whereas this side was already worked on, but now it was a matter of incorporating this side along with this side, and again just repeating that process, trying to envision where I wanted to place the grass blocks, where I thought they were best suited to be placed at, and then after that just began envisioning where I was going to place the various stone-based blocks, and then repeat the process going all the way around until, well, bam, the tree was completely established, along with the hill and the roots that were exposed. Now, I will admit these two hills were the last ones that I did during my stream, and that is because, well, as you guys can tell, these trees started a bit higher up than the other ones, and I think actually 1, 2, 3, 4. This goes up one more, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is actually 5 blocks tall, whereas this is 4 blocks tall in terms of the dirt blocks, not the actual logs and such. But this was a little bit more challenging, especially this one, because since this was higher up, I kind of had to envision how I wanted the hill and the slopes to look. And for the most part, at least, I think this looks rather nice and decent, because the idea is we're going to be wandering around the jungle floor. And I think during my stream I was saying that I was trying to go for a jungle look, not a Minecraft jungle look, but a I guess you could say an Amazon jungle, a jungle similar to that on Skull Island, which is the fictional place in which King Kong resides. And again, Swine Isle is supposed to be inspired by Skull Island, mainly because, one, there's a new King Kong movie coming out next year, and I'm really, really happy and excited for that and eager to see it. But also, I wanted, for our beloved Piggy Wigs to have their own little place to roam around, a sanctuary, for a better lack of term to use. I wanted it to at least suit all of that and mash it into one. So we're not going to really be climbing on top of these hills so much. But if you do, then at least it looks decent. And I will be bone milling all of these little hillsides at some point, and maybe even placing down... What are you doing? Please don't break my wheat. But I will be placing flowers in particular places that I think that they would look best at, because, believe it or not, in this resource pack, A Taste of Jerm, the flowers look ever so beautiful. Let me just go ahead and show you guys. Like, this is an azure blue. I think the T is silent. I think it's French. This is just a dandelion. This is a poppy. And this is an oxeye daisy. And just look at this. Jerm, you did a marvelous job retexturing the flowers for this resource pack. But now that I went ahead, walked you guys through what I did during my live stream and what the overall idea is, I think I'm going to go ahead at this point, get my build on, and I'll bring it back when at least the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4 hills have been established, and then we're going to go ahead and then begin to work on the custom dark oak trees and see where that's going to lead us. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now the 15th of September 2016, which means it is Thursday, and I think at this point now a day or two may have passed in real lifetime, and that is because I actually recorded this segment where I was going to show you how I did my finishing up the custom dark oak trees, along with filling in the remaining 4 hillsides that I wanted to do off camera. But then that segment became it turned into a very long building on camera segment, and I was not content with it, so I scrapped that footage, and now we're just going to go ahead and conclude the episode here and now. So I apologize for not being able to provide a building on camera segment for you guys. I'm doing my best to be able to build efficiently on camera and do so in I don't want to say a short time frame, but in a reasonable time frame. But we're over here across from Swine Isle because I have been harvesting dark oak saplings, and that is because I had to actually not deplenish my dark oak saplings to get to plant dark oak trees to then shave the dark oak leaves from, but I had to deplete a lot of my dark oak saplings to grow these trees just for the leaves. And considering I was only using them to harvest the leaves and not the saplings, I kind of had to put some on the side and do some harvesting of saplings along with harvesting of the dark oak leaves. So let's go ahead and squirt over here. There we go. And this is pretty much what I've done. Now, In the previous clip, the 4 remaining hillsides were not done at all. You just saw the 2x2 dirt pillars, I guess we can call them for now. And this is the one that I was actually trying to do on camera. I wanted to build this on camera, show you guys how I went about doing my landscaping, not terraforming, because terraforming would be taking this plains biome and turning it into a savanna, for an example at least. But landscaping was what I was doing here, and this is the segment that I was telling you guys at the beginning of this segment that took way too long, and I was not happy with that at all. So as you guys can tell, we have, I got to do some landscaping here. I'm not going to even bother to do landscaping on camera because, one, I just got done doing a 5 pretty much kilometer walk, doing 1.5 kilometers with my dog, and then the remaining distance by myself, so I'm a little tired. But I wanted to at least just bring it back to you guys and show you what I've done off camera over the course of the past day or two. Now, I would like to take this time to officially tell you guys the scoop about my streaming, where I stand on it. So, as you guys may know, I started to stream on YouTube Gaming when it first came out last summer in 2015. Yeah, this is 2016. And my thinking was that if I were to begin streaming on YouTube Gaming, then everything will be in one place. The subscribers won't have to worry about clicking on a link or going to a completely different website so that they could then watch my videos. It would all be right there. And I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one who had that mindset, who thought that that would be a good reason to start streaming via YouTube Gaming. However, as time progressed, I started to notice that a majority of the subscribers that I was racking in from YouTube Gaming were only subscribing for live streams. Sure, a few people may have watched my videos, or not all of my videos, but different videos every once in a while, something to do until, again, I would begin to do a live stream because that's what they mainly subscribed for, and that's okay. I have nothing against that at all. If you're someone who just wants to watch a live stream and you don't really enjoy watching videos, then hey, that's cool. I have nothing against that at all. I have nothing personal against that. I'm looking for something and I forget what it is I wanted to grab. Anywho, so as I continue to notice that more and more subscribers were here only for live streams, it then came to the point where people, if I were to say begin streaming something non-Minecraft related, whether it was Doom 2016, Halo 5 Guardians, or Halo the Master Chief Collection, or even Unturned, I would get people tuning into a stream saying, hey, are you going to be doing Minecraft minigames? And that is kind of where I started to draw the line with what I wanted to do with streaming content. And then it came to the point where, you know what? This really is not good for the channel because I have always been, from day one, a Let's Play channel. And I'm sure I may be paraphrasing what Budacat has said in a couple of his vlogs. And if I seem to sound like him, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, say he and I are the same or anything. It's just I'm trying to take other people's words and use it because I'm not the best at wording things on my own unless I meditate on it, which is what I do during my walks before I begin working on YouTube videos. So ever since day one, I have been a Let's Play channel. My passion is creating videos here on YouTube. I see it as a form of art, not just the content, but also the content being the game, but also how I go about creating the next video, what I would like the next video to be. All of that to me is a form of art. And streaming is more so, to me at least, a way that I can advertise my channel, a way that I can advertise what it is I'm doing, but it's also a way that you and I, subscriber and content creator, can sit down and just chill out. We can have fun, engaging in conversation about the content of the stream, share our experiences with the game, share our knowledge with the game, help a fellow viewer out if they're stuck on a mission, a level, if they're having trouble figuring out how to build, for example, a curved pathway and such. And yeah, so right now where I stand is that pretty much if you would like to continue watching my videos, then hey, stick around the channel because I'm going to still be uploading videos. Again, my passion is playing video games, and my passion is also equally creating the next best video that I can. And taking the time, putting the energy, doing the research to see what people are already doing and what is something I haven't seen out there yet. Something that I would like to start because I like to start trends. For example, the Halo 5 Warzone Remix series. If you haven't checked it out, do so. Cough, cough. But I'm still going to be, doing my thing here on YouTube. But if you would like to tune into a live stream from your boy Vanillaraccoon, then you can do so via Twitch. And in the description section, I'm going to have to remember to, in my upload default, put a link to my Twitch account there in the link section. So that way you don't have to go on Twitch and search me up. You could just click on the link. But in the event it's not there when this video goes up, my Twitch is twitch.tv/Vanillaraccoon. Now, I understand some people may be hesitant about wanting to move from YouTube gaming over to Twitch, or even if you're one of the OGs from when I was streaming on Twitch originally so many years ago, and you followed me over to YouTube gaming, and now you're like, well, Vanillaraccoon, what's it gonna be? You're gonna go back to streaming on Twitch? You're gonna continue streaming on YouTube gaming? What is it? At this point in time right now, I'm streaming on Twitch. I think it's gonna be much healthier it's going to be more healthy for the channel. It's going to help organize the audience in terms of what people are going to be here for. And again, if you're here for videos, then I encourage you to stick around because I'm still going to be doing the same games, and I may even be bringing some new games to the channel relatively soon. I don't want to lay anything out there yet other than that because I don't want to get any false hopes up and such, but you can expect to see, at least before the end of this year, some new series in terms of games and such, and also some more collabs with inner party members of Astromech Gaming, along with a few outer party members of Astromech Gaming as well. But I hope I was clear and direct with my thinking about why I am switching from YouTube gaming to Twitch in terms of streaming, and I hope I was able to also shed some light on the topic for those who may be struggling with, well, I like to stream, but I've noticed, people on YouTube are subscribing to me only for live streams and not so much the videos. Maybe before I started streaming this much or this often, my videos would get this X amount of views, but now I'm lucky to see them hit only this X amount of views. I hope if anyone out there is struggling, I may have provided some insight, a different perspective on the matter as to how you can resolve the issue, and if not resolve the issue, then continue to work on resolving the issue or any issues you may have. But that is going to do it for this episode, you guys. Thank you all ever so much for tuning in, and remember, if you like what you see, then please give that like button a hug and subscribe for the latest buzz. And if you had a blast with a good laugh, then make sure you favorite this video and share with a friend or two. But until next time, peeps, this is Vanillaraccoon. Peace out. But before we go ahead and officially close out this video, I just wanted to quickly add on to the topic that this is not my official announcement video for my live streaming. This is by the time this Let's Play video goes up, my official announcement video about the switch from YouTube gaming to Twitch will be up and on the channel. But in the event you missed that video, I also wanted to add it here and state that at this point in time, I do not have a quote-unquote official streaming schedule, but I do know at least once or twice a month on Fridays, I will be streaming for sure Halo 5 Guardians Warzone Firefight. And just to give this little stream, this annual stream, a cool fancy title, I'm calling it Frisky Firefight Friday. And so if you are into Halo 5 Guardians or and or you're into Halo Firefight, the Halo Firefight game mode, pardon me, I'm thinking a mile a minute here, then come on and hang out. And sometimes I will open up the fire team to people who follow me on Twitch. At this point in time, I'm not dealing with subscribers on Twitch. I don't even know how that works, and I don't think I ever really learned what a subscriber on Twitch is or means or does. So if you follow me on Twitch and you play Halo 5 Guardians and you would like to join me in a few matches of Halo 5 Guardians Warzone Firefight, then hey, there's a little perk to doing so. But I just wanted to add that. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your morning, day, afternoon, evening, night, eternal midnight, quadruple equinox. Peace out.